I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the East Point Community Schools Board of Education, September 23rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. Please call the roll.
Mr. Grunberg.
Here.
Dr. Early.
Here.
Mr. Williams here. Mr. Roscoe.
Here.
Mrs. Rayford.
Here.
Mrs. Richardson. And Mrs. Grunberg.
Here.
If we could all stand, Dan will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Place forth a motion to approve the agenda as is written in its written form.
Support.
Please call the vote.
Mr. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Grunberg.
Yes.
Dr. Early.
Yes.
Mrs. Rayford.
No.
Mrs. Richardson. Yes. Mrs. Grunberg.
Yes.
Next is consent agenda. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Questions, comments? Please call the vote.
Mrs. Grunberg.
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Grunberg.
Yes.
Dr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mrs. Rayford.
No.
And Mrs. Richardson.
Next, we have superintendent's report. Superintendent Gibson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen joining us in the audience this evening, and for those of you watching at home. This is your superintendent's report for September 23rd. East Point Community Schools continues to highlight the good things on our campaign for excellence for our children and community, and to that extent, we opened up Teacher of the Year nominations for the Chamber's Salute to Excellence. This survey was sent out all across the district, and staff members nominated other staff. And so this year, when we sent out the K-12 survey, a number of the Early Learning Center staff emailed and said they needed pre-K teachers to be recognized. So we listened, and in the nominations, ELC Teacher of the Year, Karen Laddiser. Karen has been a pre-K teacher with the district for the better part of 2.5 decades here of service. She teaches our special education Early Learning Center children in the ECSE program and is masterful, and it is our privilege and honor to recognize Karen Laddiser for her commitment to special education students and to East Point Community Schools. The next teacher, again, not a teacher that we are recognizing, is our social worker. And pictured here, she is the superintendent, her mom, her uncle, and Principal Felicia Trice. Kelly Berg has been a social worker here at East Point Community School. She's currently serving at Pleasant View Elementary School. This summer, she was also the teacher leader of our summer school, summer discovery program. And if you don't know Kelly, she is a fantastic resource for our students. She goes above and beyond. And when I asked Kelly, why do you continue to stay here at East Point Community Schools? And she says, well, it feels like a family here, and I love being part of this organization. So we will be recognizing those two. And then our student and teacher of the year at the high school, student of the year is Miss Samantha Gilbert. And if you have not had a chance to meet Samantha, she leaves an impression on you. She is smart, articulate, she's a fantastic leader. I think I heard that for her birthday last year, she wrote her own murder mystery and had her friends solve it for her birthday party. She's a one-of-a-kind human being, and we are so honored to recognize her. Then we got a chance to recognize Chef Candace Shoemake, and for those of you that have had the privilege of being served food from our culinary program in the community or at an event at the high school, Chef Shoemake and her students do an absolutely fantastic job. Our children are leaving East Point High School with certifications to go right into the field and work in the industry of culinary services. A number of students leave her program with Serve Safe certifications and can immediately get jobs. We are very proud to recognize Candace Shoemake and Samantha Gilbert. We will be honoring those 4 individuals, as well as our Vice President, Dr. Shaniva Early, who is being honored as the Citizen of the Year. Tickets are still available at the Chamber of Commerce. We will be up in Fraser this year for the Salute to Excellence on Thursday, October 3rd at the Vintage House. Tickets are $32 per person. You can stop by and pay at the Chamber of Commerce or email the chamber at events@erchamber.com to get your tickets and join us in celebrating some of the amazing teachers and students. Last week in East Point Community Schools, we had a number of our back to school nights and Title I parent events. There was chalk art all over the sidewalks welcoming people at East Point High School. Backpacks were given away. Families came and followed students' schedules and got to meet the teachers. And a huge thank you to all of our teachers, principals, and staff who participated. Many parents got to fill backpacks full of school supplies and books and other items to take home, to bring learning home. Fantastic job to our principals and schools. Thank you so much to everybody for welcoming our parents and students back. 5th grade band is rocking and rolling at Pleasant View. We had a big problem. We had more children wanting to participate in band than we had instruments. And so our elementary music teacher, Mr. Wesley Nowiak, worked with the high school teacher, Mr. Trice, and they found some more beginning instruments to give to the kids. So we have over 40 students at just one school participating in 5th grade band. We are so excited to see how many students are interested in music in our community and in our schools. 50-year class reunion, we wanted to give a shout out to the East Detroit High School class of 1974, who recently gathered for a 50-year reunion. They came to the high school, took a tour, and had a wonderful celebration of their 50-year reunion. Thank you to all of them for their support on our East Point Schools page. Our East Point cheerleading team is growing and beginning to stunt under the leadership of Valerie Jens. Valerie's also our principal at the Early Learning Center. And while our football team may not be getting as many touchdowns as we would like to see, Dan Zander, we do have a rising school spirit, and these cheerleaders are really showing us how that works. Cross country, this year we expanded cross country to include our middle school students. Coach Marvin Henderson is working with our students, and we are competing in contests all around the metro area. I think we run tomorrow afternoon up in St. Clair County. Congratulations to all of our runners, and we're glad to see more opportunities for our children after school. If you're interested in supporting our athletics program, Thursday, October 3rd, you will be able to purchase food. You can Cash App orders or go to the window. 20% of your proceeds will benefit East Point Community Schools athletic program. Please take a picture of this and share it with your friends. And put it out on your Facebook social media. And we thank McDonald's on 9 Mile. We did not solicit this. They came to us and offered this opportunity for us to add to our athletics programs. So next on the agenda, we want to share a little bit more with the community. Today, we launched our strategic planning page. For those of you that have been following East Point Community Schools, our strategic plan was approved by the Board of Education in January 2023. And then our district team had to start to get to work on what our priorities for year 1 would be, our priorities for year 2. We are entering year 2. But a big thank you to Caitlin Keenitz, who helped to develop this page. So what you'll see is some of our mission and our vision and some of the documents that were created, as well as the launch of our key performance indicators tab. So if you go to this page, you'll be able to see that goal 1 was to empower all students, and we set some ambitious goals. And we've started to help to tell the community and our Board of Education where we are in the progress towards those goals. So you can navigate those on the side here. And our 5 goals were student growth and achievement, learning environments and supports, working environment and high-quality staff, family and community partnerships. And if you're browsing this page, you'll see that some target goals have been established. Some will be revised as our team continues to work on making sure that we're picking the best key performance indicators for the Board of Education. And some will have been established as baseline data in the 2024 school year. Caitlin's done an exceptional job setting this page up, and you can find it by navigating to the East Point Community Schools webpage and then choosing strategic planning at the top. Then it will take you to this self-contained page. And if you keep scrolling, you can learn more about the portraits of the adult. These are the employees that we look to continue to recruit and bring into our organization and the skill sets that we desire to have, as well as the portrait of the graduate. And when Trustee Rayford and her small but mighty committee have a portrait of a parent, that will be added here to this page as well. So a big thank you to Caitlin and all of the action team champions for getting that data together so that we can continue to monitor our strategic plan and our growth. And just like with any long-term goal planning, sometimes you hit it out of the park at the first year, and sometimes you need more time to continue to grow. Upcoming events, September 30th will be no school for students. It is a staff professional learning day. We have a number of new curriculum products in the district in math and English, and we need that time to grow the teachers' capacity for being able to use those. October 10th will be our cleaners food distribution. Please note, remember, it's a new day and time at 9:30 a.m. And October 12th, it is a Saturday, will be our homecoming game at Memorial Field. Fall sports competitions are underway. Unfortunately, due to illnesses or other things, our schedule changes frequently. Please check our website for an updated athletic schedule. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Okay, next on the agenda is hearing of the public. Does anyone wish to be heard? Does anyone wish to be heard? Yes, ma'am. You need to state your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes, okay?
State my name and what else?
State your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. My name is Darylyn Brown, and I'm here to speak on behalf of Miss Felicia Trice. I am a retired English teacher and the tutor of a young man who graduated from Pleasant View last June. First, I attended a test score recognition ceremony that appeared to include the whole school. Every time a student came up, it was apparent that Miss Trice knew that student. There was a familiarity between her and all of her students. I was impressed. She spoke to them lovingly and with pride, and she redirected some students who didn't appear to know how to simply get their award and go back and sit down. The next time I witnessed her interaction with her students was at the 5th grade promotion ceremony. Again, the note of familiarity was there. She had the ceremony organized in such a way that I felt the students and parents were able to enjoy each other and not impede on another family's enjoyment. I felt it was very well organized and ran smoothly. I think Miss Felicia Trice loves her students and shows that love by doing good work. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? You all get a chance, I guarantee you. I will give everybody a chance.
Hi, I'm Judith Gon, and I'm one of the grandparents actually, of one of the 4th graders this year. And I just wanted to speak about Mrs. Trice. I acquired my granddaughter last year on July the 4th, and she was homeless. She was 8 at the time. I didn't know where to go, but I went to the board, and they made way for me to get her into school here. I do live in East Point. And first, I looked at different things about the school, because I'm an educator too. And I said, I wasn't sure. But Ms. Trice turned all of that around for me. The staff and Ms. Trice worked like a fine-tooth comb.
There were activities for us, for being a grandmother. It's been a while since I had children in school, and an educator, I've been retired for quite a while. But she had activities, and one that I really like, it was the parent-child activity, where we go and we learn how to work with our children, with their homework, and she had little activities for us to do, which made it comfortable for me, so I never missed. She has different activities. She gave out books. She's always there in the morning. She makes me feel so wanted because, again, as a grandmother, I just didn't know how I was going to handle this all over again. But she knows my name. She knows my granddaughter. She knows all the children. I watch her. She's like a mother over those children. And she really covets her boys as well. And that, I like it because she doesn't let them get away. She's like get over here, listen to me now. And what impressed me so is at the end of the year, I think she had 235 kids this year or something. Half of those kids got awards last year. I could not believe it. And it was math and it was reading. And I was really taken back. It was over, she said she had over 100. That room was packed with kids. And I was so impressed with her. And I just thank her and I thank the city so much for allowing us to be a part of it. My granddaughter is now the top of the school. She makes straight A's. She's coming out the third grade. She reads on the 7th grade level. She does math on the 5th grade level. But when I got, I'll tell you just a little thing about her. When I acquired my granddaughter, and just let me say this. When I acquired my granddaughter, she missed 70 days of school. She was going to the Pontiac School District. Nobody said anything. Miss Trice goes after those parents about being in school. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'll close it right there to just say I just appreciate her and please keep her at Pleasant View.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Cindy Federle, an East Point resident. First of all, I want to thank all of the staff and volunteers that work with the students. I think you're doing a great job. Now, the bond that was passed by voters gives you money for repairs on the schools. But if your future plans are to construct new buildings instead of renovating, then why are you putting thousands of dollars into pool repair when you need to demolish the high school in a few years anyway? This does not make any sense. Just because you have the bond money doesn't mean you should be spending it just to spend. Now, at the meeting of 9/9, Coach Michael Riley spoke about some very disturbing events regarding Ms. Superintendent Gibson. The 3 lawsuits have been in the news, and now his suit makes 4. That should make the Board of Education take notice and develop an action plan. Discrimination suits are not taken on by law firms without pretty solid evidence. The affair between Ms. Gibson and the former athletic director brings up so many issues. She was his boss. I don't know of any employer that tolerates a relationship between subordinates. The fact that he left the school system does not exonerate her from discipline for her actions. She put students and staff in a potentially dangerous environment when his wife confronted her. Ms. Gibson should have informed the school board of this event, and the school board should have determined a consequence for her irresponsible actions. If the school board wasn't formally notified by Ms. Gibson, then further investigation and consequence needs to occur. The public has a right to know what action the board is taking. I feel that an independent investigation needs to be done. I'm aware that details will be discussed in a closed session. But the fact that the board has hired an independent investigator should be disclosed to the public. The result of these lawsuits and Ms. Gibson's actions do have a financial consequence to every resident of East Point Community Schools. I hope residents are paying attention because this will directly impact the budget and education our students will receive. This school board needs to do the job that voters awarded you and start doing it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to be heard?
Hello, my name is Femi Perkins, and I'm also here to talk about Ms. Felicia Trice. this lady said really a lot of everything I was going to say. As far as Miss Trice is, it's a family there. And I have 2 grandchildren that go to Pleasant View. One has graduated. When he first started there, he was getting in a lot of trouble, wasn't doing good grades. And the next following year, Miss Trice came. My grandson made a turnaround. He graduated from Pleasant View with all A's, and he's in middle school. He's now in the 7th grade. I have a 3rd grader that goes, no, 4th. She's in 4th. She went there 3rd and 4th. They love Miss Trice. The kids love her. She knows all the kids. She knows all the parents, grandparents. I mean, like she said, it's a family. When I drop my granddaughter off there, I know she's safe. I'm not worried about her. And I know everything that goes on at school. I know when my kids got homework and when they don't. My granddaughter comes home, I say, you have homework today, don't you? And I can tell her what it is. So we get all the information before the kids. We know everything that's going on. And I really don't think Miss Trice sleeps, because my phone always goes off from Class Dojo informing us of what's going on tomorrow, what's coming up, what we need to do. So again, I want to do what I can to make sure she stays around, because she's a great principal. I mean, my kid went to the college and did a performance at the Macomb County College. She loved it. She will remember that for the rest of her life. And after leaving, she says, Grandma, I want to go to this college. I like it here. So I just really want to say my place for Miss Trice, because she is an excellent principal and she looks out for the kids, and they love her. And I asked my granddaughter, hypothetically, if Miss Trice wasn't there, how would you feel? She said, I would be very sad, because Miss Trice, she looks out for us. She doesn't let people hit on us, physically hit us. She's good to us. And she looks at the school. She goes from room to room checking on the schools. So I just want to say, please keep her around, because she's a good principal.
Thank you.
You guys did good when y'all hired her.
Good evening, Board of Education and Community. I'm Janet Huffnagle, proud educator at East Point High School and resident. I will be brief. I just wanted to share a couple of things. First of all, congratulations to Chef Shoemake. She's amazing. That program is amazing. And Samantha Gilbert is a joy to teach. So both very well deserved. I've also been lucky to work with Karen and Kelly, and also wonderful people that we're lucky to have in this district. I just wanted to say to the community, thank you so much. Parents have been so involved so far this year. I had more parents come to open house to my classroom than I had last year at both open house and conferences combined. So I'm really excited about that. I've also been in communication with more parents this year than I have probably ever in my, this is my 8th year in the district. So I'm really excited about the level of engagement from our parents this year, and I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
I'm Shelly, East Point resident. The school district's doing a lot of great things right now, but the implications of the 3 lawsuits and the 1 pending lawsuit against the superintendent, the school board, and the district is kind of disheartening.
Shelly, your microphone is turned off. If you could look at the base and press the button until you see it light up green. It's okay.
Where am I seeing green?
It's on the stem of the
Should be
microphone,
right on the microphone.
on the bottom.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's very disheartening
to the residents, knowing that so many great things are going on, and yet these lawsuits are rolling out. On top of the lawsuits, a gentleman named Mr. Riley spoke at the school board hearing of the public on September 9th, and he made allegations against the superintendent, but had not filed a lawsuit. He was exercising his right to address the board on items of public interest within the board's jurisdiction and his right to free speech. That in and of itself might not be grounds for an investigation. However, since then, Mr. Riley has been suspended and a police report has been filed against him. These actions may be misconstrued by the public or the court as retaliation if Mr. Riley does file a lawsuit. Also, since then, the ex-East Point High School athletic director, Russell Ball, whom Mr. Riley implicated, has also been posting videos on TikTok and social media implying that an ex-coworker from East Point School District is stalking him and that he has blocked her number and is asking her to move on. Based on these new serious developments and per state Board of Education guidelines, it is the school board's responsibility to initiate an independent investigation by a third party to protect the district. If the district's attorney has any business relationship with any party of the investigation, his or her ability to serve as the investigator for the school district is compromised. Therefore, depending on the circumstance, it may be preferable to hire an outside attorney to investigate for the district or request that the superintendent retain her own personal counsel, not representing the school district. The board's jeopardizing any small achievements that have been made within the district and is potentially poisoning the district from gaining enrollment in the future by failing to follow protocol. Your duty is to protect the school district, not an individual employee. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to be heard? Yes, sir.
I'm new at this, so please forgive me. Good evening, people of the board, and citizens of East Point. I'm here on Felicia Trice's behalf. My grandson goes there, well, went there, and my granddaughter goes there now. She implicated a lot of new rules. She implicated a lot of new rules that is genuinely for the safety of the children. I love them all. Dress codes, no flip-flops. Frye, they have to run. Gym shoes are better. Take my order for it. Not parking on the other side of the street so kids don't get hit. That's cut down a lot. I'm proud of that. People say they're like a family there. Well, it is a family. She has our number. She calls us on the speed dial. Such and such. She's messing up. I'm not lying. Yeah, she is. So y'all did an upgrade when y'all got her. Please don't get rid of her. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Yeah, I have something, and I don't know.
You don't,
It's about the bus, it's the school bus, so it has nothing to do with Ms. Trice.
well, I'll tell you what, how about if I come and talk to you in a minute?
That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're just not allowed 2 bites at the apple, okay?
It's my first meeting, but that's fine.
Anyone else wish to be heard? Anyone else wish to be heard? Seeing none, hearing the public closes at 6:59. Next, we have Human Resources. Is there a motion? Oh, go ahead if you want to say something. I think we know what's going on here, though, right, pretty much? If any of them are here.
Good evening, Board, and those of you watching at home and community members that are here. I just wanted to introduce, pending board approval, Amy Cirillo, who will be our intern food food service director. Amy brings lots of valuable experience to our district in her role as a kitchen manager. She holds a degree in nutrition, and the thing that really stuck out in her interviews was the way Amy is so passionate about getting kids fresh fruit and having them have vegetables. She even brought us a recipe during her interviews. So I just wanted to welcome Amy, pending board approval, to our team, and we think she's going to be a wonderful asset to our district.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to support the instruction of new hires?
I make a motion that we accept the new hires as presented.
Support.
Let's call vote.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Gruenberg,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mrs. Rayford,
No.
Mrs. Richardson, and Mrs. Gruenberg.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the one non-instructional?
Motion to approve the non-instructional new hire.
Support.
Please call vote.
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mrs. Gruenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Gruenberg,
Yes.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Williams, yes. Mrs. Rayford,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson.
Carries. Is there a motion to go into executive closed session, attorney-client privilege?
I make a motion that we go into closed session for, executive closed session, whatever. Let's see it.
Support.
Please call vote.
Dr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Gruenberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Richardson, and Mrs. Rayford. Mrs. Rayford,
No.
okay, and Mrs. Gruenberg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mr. Williams, yes.
And we're not adjourning the meeting, but the only other item on the agenda after the executive closed session is adjournment. Just so you know. Yes, I need to stop and talk. Don't let me take off.
Get in here. She can hear you.
He's coming down to talk.
He's coming down and talk.
Hold on.